What? You don't stir the sugar into your espresso with plastic stirrers? Oh, fuck out of here. You know you do. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. It's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. It's hump day. I have something I want to discuss with you. Forget about how I don't have a service plumber on staff right now. Forget about that right now. Right? We'll forget about that. What I want to discuss with you, and I have a few moments. It's 6:01 here in the morning. I have to be across the street and ready at 6:15 in the morning. Shockers. But nonetheless. Monday, I did something. I broke my own rule. I broke one of my own rules Monday. And you know what? You always have to follow the policies and procedures that you set forth. And don't stray. Because when you stray, it leads to aggravation. And it leads to unhealthy aura. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to tell you something that it's kind of embarrassing. It really is, because I strayed from the rules, the policies and procedures that I set forth here at Pipe Doctor on day one. And I let a customer dictate to me their terms. And I got bamboozled. Friday morning, last week, I am in the office. I am about to leave. I'm actually going to go do some pre-Shabbat shopping for Kiddush. I was going to go to Bingo Wholesale in Inwood. And my phone rings, and it's a WhatsApp call. I know who the person is. I haven't heard from him in, a long time. And, oh God. Look at that. She just showed her titties. And he had called the office moments prior and set up a service call for his brother's apartment, not too far away, in the Five Towns, right? And Janine, my call taker / dispatcher / office manager, handled the service call perfectly. Come on, not now, get out of here. No. I handled she handled this. I'm middle of doing something. No, I'm on a time constraint. I have to leave here in 5 minutes. Get out of here. No. And he made an appointment. There's a problem with a flushometer in the apartment. And we were going to send the other tech there, Saif. But you know what? Let me go over there real quick. I said this after he called me. So he calls me. He goes, Mike, I just called the office and it's something about a 115 trip charge and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, that's standard policy. I was like, well, maybe friends. I was like, friends and family. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I speak to you like once in a blue moon when you need something. And next thing you're going to know, he's going to say, I'm a very good customer. Yet the only time we did any work for him was about 6 years ago, putting in a toilet, right? And I said, no, like, you're on the schedule, blah, 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 blah. He goes, oh, okay, so it's an emergency, it's not for the toilet, my brother's, okay, whatever. So I'm about to head out to Bingo, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just stop over there real quick, the other tech, he's in Long Beach installing a garbage disposal. Hopefully he's done there shortly. And then here's another service call. Like, let's just see if I go there now. So I call him back. I was like, listen, I'd like to stop by in about 10 minutes. Is that okay? He goes, oh, that'd be great. I was like, listen, I'm just going to come to assess the situation. I'm not going to charge you anything. I'm just going to just come there and see what's going on, making sure that the tech that's on the schedule is the right one for the job. And I go there. It's a 1960 flushometer bowl, flushometer itself, and it's back mounted flushometer, right? So it goes out of the wall, the valve, the flushometer goes down, and then elbows bends into the back of the toilet bowl. Nonetheless, I give him a price to supply and install a new bowl, flushometer, and includes labor, all inclusive, everything. Flat rate price, plus tax. It's not my apartment. I got to talk to the landlord. I was like, huh? And then I'm like, okay. So we have a rule here. And this didn't really get broken. I'm not mad or upset with Janine, but I forgot, I got to talk to her about this. If it's, and maybe it didn't come across the right way when he called, but if we have a landlord-tenant situation, meaning like the tenant is calling and has a problem in their apartment that they don't own, unless they're financially responsible for the service call in its entirety, we need the landlord to call us. But he goes, no, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Don't worry, the landlord will pay me back, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I that's fine. But just remember, and I said this again, you are my client. You are financially responsible for the service call when we are done. Okay, no problem, I understand. No problem. So I order the material, and I reach out to the super, who then puts me in touch with the landlord, property owner. He owns a lot of properties, and he's like, oh, maybe I'd love to meet you. Can I meet you Monday at 9? I was like, no, unfortunately, I am booked Monday morning. I have another tech scheduled to do this work Monday midday. That schedule is shut down between 12 and 2. But if you like to meet, so we can maybe develop a relationship here, if you have bigger projects or things that your handyman can't handle, I'll make myself available during that shutdown if you want to meet on site. Okay. I was like, so just want to be clear, I have your permission to work in your building and work in the apartment that's owned by you. He goes, yes, absolutely. I was like, okay, great. Awesome. Now, shortly thereafter this phone conversation, I get a text message from the client. He goes, did you speak to the landlord? I was like, yes. Does he say he's paying? And I said, no, that's not what we talked about. We talked about getting permission to do the work that we proposed, that you approved. Oh, okay, no, and whatever. And I said, you will be paying me, upon completion. Again, now I'm said it multiple times in person and now in a text message. Monday comes around, which is yesterday. Day before yesterday, actually, sorry. Day before yesterday. Yesterday was a whole nother drama. I reach out to the customer. I said, listen, I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Is someone there to let me in? I'll be there probably closer to 11 to prepare for the 12 o'clock shutdown. He goes, okay, I'll be there. I'll be there, no problem. Sure enough, he showed up on time. I bring everything up to the apartment. No elevator building. It's okay. I schlep it up the stairs. I get the bowl, all the material. I put on a little hand truck that I have, a Milwaukee hand truck that I have, and I get everything ready. And literally, I'm ready. I take some measurements, making sure I have the right brass nipples to come out of the wall, to the flushometer valve, because I'm doing everything, right? Replacing the valve, the nipple coming out of the wall. I have an 18-inch wrench, a 24-inch wrench. I got plaster. I got everything. I do the job. As I'm cleaning up, the customer says, I got the landlord on the phone. He wants to know if you can make the bill payable to him and he'll pay you. And I said, okay, is he going to pay me over the phone with a credit card? He goes, no, he's going to send you a check. I was like, no. I was like, listen, sir, I told you this. Payment is expected upon completion of the service call. I take cash, debit, or credit card. We do not take checks. Okay, all right, but now I getting the whole BS now. All right. And I said, listen, we had this conversation. Like, I don't, I don't care who pays me at the end of the day, but I told you this multiple times. You are my client. You are the one who's going to be paying me. I'm not going to wait for someone to mail me a check, which I don't take, right? I don't know him, right? It's company policy. And this has been my policy from day one. And he goes, oh, okay, no problem. Maybe I'll Zelle you right now. I was like, okay, but can you make the bill payable to him? He's like, sure, no problem. Make the pay available to him. And he goes, well, he's going to pay you tomorrow. He send you a check, and then you'll send me back the Zelle. And now I'm like, why is this being so complicated, right? Why must this be complicated? And this is where I fucked up. I said, you know what? I was like, against my better judgment. And I was like, I really don't want the aggravation, right? I have certain policies and procedures, and I explain this again. I have certain policies and procedures in place, right? And if I, don't follow my own rules, I sound like a hypocrite to my team. Like, but you know what? We have a relationship, whatever. Fine. You know what? But I need a check no later than tomorrow morning. Okay? And I was like, but please don't make this a big to-do, right? I don't want the aggravation, right? Once my job is complete, the only issue I need to worry about is something goes wrong during my 24-month warranty that I give on all the work that we do. And he goes, no problem. You'll get paid. Yeah, Monday afternoon, I'm hanging by the pool. He texts me, can you send me an itemized invoice? I was like, I sent you an itemized invoice, like the item, the bowl, the flushometer, the labor to install, and a flat rate price, which includes everything, which includes sourcing the material, obtaining it, making sure we have all the right stuff, blah, 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 and getting the job done as promised, as specified. He goes, no, the landlord wants a parts and labor breakdown. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. We offer a flat rate price for a lot of jobs, and this is one of them. I'm not breaking this down any further. And this starts the drama, right? I was like, listen, you know what? You deal with the landlord. Just Zelle me. Here's my email address. Here's my phone number. Just Zelle me the money. And then the drama starts. And I literally screamed at this guy yesterday, right? At around 5 o'clock when he told me, oh, the super came by your office. The place was closed. I'm like, why the fuck are you lying to me, right? I told you I don't want any aggravation. And I have so many text messages the night before where I basically said, you know what, keep the fucking money and never call me again, right? Because you're not a man of your word, right? I told you how I operate, yet you decided to dictate to me how I'm going to give you terms, which is, net one or net two, whatever it is. No. But you convinced me to change my policies and procedures. Now here you are telling me that the super came by with a check when I'm sitting in my fucking office with a big giant fucking window in front of it, and you're telling me he was here knowing the office was closed. I was like, why are you fucking lying to me? And then I went off on him on the phone to the point where he actually hung up. And then we started texting to the point where at 6:30, almost 2 hours later, I'm sitting like a fucking fool on that bench waiting for this guy to bring a check. Meanwhile, the building is 4 minutes down the block. The lesson learned here, ladies and gentlemen, is do not bend your rules. I have been running a very successful contracting business since 2008. Okay? With the same policies and procedures that were instilled upon me at my last company that I was at. Right? I am a COD company. Cash upon completion. It is explained when the initial service call is made, and it is said while we are on site. That way there's no surprises. But I let someone else dictate to me what their terms were going to be. And you know what? I really don't care if I never see or hear from this person ever again. Because what transpired showed his character as a person. And it reinforced that I mean fucking business. I gave you my terms. You decided to stray from that. And then I reluctantly agreed. Never agree. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Be well. God bless. Stay safe. We're installing this today. 3-ton ACIQ, all new ductwork. Yesterday we put in that other ACIQ system in. 100% on the house. 0 built it up to the family. Video on that is going to be uploaded shortly. We got such great content on that Mikey Pipes Philanthropy organization install, where I'm actually having it professionally edited into 3 different videos. One for the main Mikey Pipes YouTube channel, one for the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy YouTube channel, and one, of course, for the Uncensored channel, because we get to speak a lot of stuff. And just to answer a question, this Mikey Pipes YouTube Uncensored channel is not necessarily about plumbing and HVAC. It's about whatever I want to say out of my fucking mouth. And if you don't like it, you know where the door is. Get the fuck out.